up your hands, synchronize your plans, and find the way to go.
So before I had met Lauren, I had recently graduated from Texas A&M University as a proud fighting Texas Aggie, whoop, and came to Houston to work, and I'd never really seriously dated anybody up until that point. One of the verses that the Lord has given me really early in life that I've really tried to lean on and trust is Matthew 6:33, which says, "But seek first His kingdom and His righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well." And I really feel like the Lord asked me, do you trust me even in this verse, in your dating life, in your personal relationships? And so I committed that area of my life to the Lord. I committed dating to the Lord and said, God, I completely trust you with this. I'm not going to really pursue that in any way, but I also trust that you're not going to let me miss a really good opportunity. And so I was not really putting forth any effort toward my dating life or trying to find anybody. And so leading up to when I met Lauren, everything does work into God's timing, because I was getting a little anxious, but Lauren came into my life at the exact right time, and God did not let me miss it.
So before I ever met Ben, I was just attending school and nannying on the side, and I wasn't a huge dater, and so I was just always friends with people, and my family always just encouraged me to just have friendships and get to know guys and hang out in groups, and I just was trying to be patient and wait for the right guy that God had in store for me. And so it was hard at times, and I was always wondering, like, okay, God, I'm ready. When are you going to send the right person? But I would continue to just be faithful and just read scriptures and know that God does have a plan for me.
One day she came into church, and I immediately noticed her. I was kind of looking at her the entire service, asking for reasons to go and introduce myself. So I asked my brother Oliver, hey, can we go up and say hey to the whole girls?
I saw Ben and Oliver walk in the back, and I had recognized him because I knew his sisters. So I had seen pictures of him. I didn't know what I should do, if I should go say hi, if I just should not. So I chose not to, because I'm a little bit more reserved and I didn't want to come across forward or anything.
So I went up there and I introduced myself. I said, hello, my name is Will, God's Will. No, I'm just kidding, I didn't really say that.
And he ended up coming up to me and giving me a hug. So when he did that, I was like, okay, I guess we're on hugging terms, but I didn't mind it, I'll admit. But my first impression of him was, of course, he was very good looking and tall. So I was like, yes, he's tall.
My first impression of Lauren is that she was just really bright. She just had just this aura about her. She always was smiling. She just seemed genuinely joyful, and that immediately attracted me to her.
But then another thing I noticed was how he worshiped that night, and that was very attractive to me.
So I was looking for an excuse to take Lauren out on a first date, so she had a lot of leftover candy, which I asked her to bring to church, and she did. And I made an excuse that I wanted more, but she told me, hey, I'm not gonna be at church next week, I'm gonna be out of town, which is a perfect opportunity for me to ask her out on a date.
So our first date was a lot of fun. He came out and picked me up from my house and met my mom and sister, since I still live at home, so he got to meet the family. Thankfully, my dad wasn't there, so he got away with that. And he took me to dinner. Just
immediately, everything was completely comfortable. I never felt more myself with somebody after just meeting them than when I took her out on a first date. I really felt like we had been friends forever, and it just went great. She was all giggly, we were laughing the entire time, and I knew I had to take her out again.
I love his smile, and I love his little dimples and his cheeks. I just want to kiss his cheeks all the time. He's just so cute all around.
So obviously the thing that attracts anybody to Lauren first is her huge smile. It's so bright, lightens up her whole face. She has gorgeous eyes, perfect teeth, hair, ears, neck. I'm looking at it right now, sorry. Just everything. I think she's absolutely gorgeous, and I couldn't ask for anything more.
My favorite characteristics about Ben, again, the first time I met him, the thing that really stuck out was watching him worship, because I could really tell that he had a genuine relationship with the Lord, and so that really stuck out to me, because that was one of the things that was very important and something I wrote on my list of characteristics and my future husband. So that was the biggest thing, and I could just really tell and sense that there was something different about him and that his relationship was pure and genuine and it wasn't just a show. So that's one of the things that I really love, and that he's just always caring for others and he cares for me and loves me well and just always points me to Christ in every situation.
So I don't know why, but even before I took Lauren out on a date, I really had a peace about it. I couldn't stop thinking about her.
The first night that I saw him, I just had this weird feeling, and I just had this peace when I saw him and met him that night.
Anything that's been in my life that I know has been of God has been very easy and natural. There's been a huge sense of peace with it, and I had that even with my first conversations with Lauren and even the early stages of dating her.
And I had to tell myself to just chill, because I was like, okay, don't think anything, you just met him. But it was almost as if the Lord kind of just put that in my heart and even gave me peace from the beginning that this could be your husband. But as time went on and we went on dates and hung out in groups, I just could really tell and just had a peace about I wanted to spend the rest of my life with him.
So soon after we began dating, I just started taking her around, and all my friends absolutely loved her. My family absolutely loved her, which is a great sign. We had the time of our life, and so I definitely planned on getting married to her. And so I took her up to Disney World because she had never been before, and I asked her to be my bride up at Disney World.
The thing I'm looking forward the most is actually not having to say goodbye, but I'm also just excited for the things that God's gonna do in our lives together, in our marriage, and to just be his wife and have kids with him and raise a family, because I know he's gonna be a great father and a great husband.
So I'm super excited to get married to Lauren. Whenever you find your best friend, just the idea and thought of just being with them every single day, coming home to them and just adventuring together is something that I really can't stop thinking about. She's going to be a tremendous mother, and I'm looking forward to her raising our children and us together, just learning more about God through each other.
Ben and I are so grateful for each and every one of you to come out and support us on our special day. We're going to have some times of worship, so we just invite you to enter in with us, whatever makes you feel comfortable.
We chose to share our vows not only before God, but also before all of you. And our hope really is that all of you who mean so much to us are going to continue to keep us accountable to the things that we say today for the rest of our lives. And honestly, we'd be so blessed if y'all would continue to pray for us as we go on this journey of becoming one and showing a picture to the world of Christ loving the church. So spend some time meeting each other. There's a lot of great people in the room. Don't miss an opportunity to meet somebody new and have a lot of fun. And we wanted to leave you with this last verse, which is Matthew 5:16. It says, let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. And we hope that that's really true of today, that even beyond us, you see past us and see Jesus and see his love for each and every one of you. So yeah, thank you for being here. Let's get this celebration started. I can't wait to kiss your lips soon.